CDL School Bus S Endorsement Practice Test, Top DMV Questions and Answers. Are you preparing for your CDL School Bus S Endorsement exam? In this video, we'll go through the most important DMV questions and answers you need to pass your school bus endorsement test. Whether you're a new driver or looking to refresh your knowledge, you'll get real exam questions and clear answers to help you succeed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more CDL practice tests and driving tips. Let's get started and help you earn your school bus endorsement with confidence. The driver who misses the child to unload on a bus stop should A. Radio the dispatcher for direction and follow the local procedure. B. Back up to the missed stop. C. Discharge the child on the next stop. Correct answer: radio the dispatcher for direction and follow the local procedure. Which of the following statements about bus evacuation procedure is true? A. If time allows, walk through the bus and close all windows. B. If time allows, back up to the stop before evacuating the bus. C. If time allows, notify the dispatcher about evacuation location, conditions and type of assistance needed. Correct answer: if time allows, notify the dispatcher about evacuation location, conditions and type of assistance needed. Which of the following is recommended procedure when unloading the students? A. Put the transmission in neutral gear and put on the brakes. B. Position yourself outside of the bus in front of crossover mirror to supervise unloading. C. Tell students to remain seated until they are told to exit. Correct answer: tell students to remain seated until they are told to exit. The most dangerous time during the school bus ride are A. When the students become unruly on the bus. B. Crossing railway crossing. C. When loading and unloading students. Correct answer: when loading and unloading students. When stopping on a railroad crossing, driver must stop no closer than A. 10 feet. B. 15 feet. C. 20 feet. Correct answer: 15 feet. If students must cross the street when they get off the bus, which statement is true? A. When the driver signals that it is safe to proceed, the students must run across the street to reduce the B. For crossing, students should make eye contact with the bus driver and wait for the driver's signal that it is safe to. C. If the bus is equipped with the crossing gate, the danger of running over the child is eliminated. Correct answer: for crossing, students should make eye contact with the bus driver and wait for the driver's signal that it is safe to. You should adjust all the outside left and right side flat mirrors to see A. 200 feet behind the bus. B. The entire area to the rear of the mirror along the side of the bus. C. The rear right and left tires touching the ground. Correct answer: 200 feet behind the bus. If the gate comes down as you start to cross the railroad highway crossing, you should A. Drive through the gate. B. Stop immediately and call your dispatcher. C. Back up until you are completely off the tracks. Correct answer: drive through the gate. During loading and unloading students, you should check your mirrors. A. After entering the traffic. B. After you close the door. C. Continuously. Correct answer: continuously. Which of the following you should do when driving the school bus in high wind? A. Speed up to get away from the wind as quickly as possible. B. Keep a strong grip on a steering wheel and try to anticipate gust. C. Avoid pulling off the road to wait. Correct answer: keep a strong grip on a steering wheel and try to anticipate gust. The CDL manual indicates that last step on picking up student at the bus stop is as follows. A. Make a final check to confirm all traffic stops before opening the bus door and signaling students to. B. Open the service door just enough to activate the alternating red light when traffic is in a safe distance. C. Place transmission in park or neutral and set parking brake. Correct answer. Make a final check to confirm all traffic stops before opening the bus door and signaling students to. Which of the following statements about special danger of loading and unloading students is true? A. Students should be told to leave any dropped objects and move to the point of safety out of danger. B. Students should be told not to use the handrails when exiting the bus. C. Students should be told to pick up any dropped objects as long as it is not under a bus. Correct answer. Students should be told to leave any dropped objects and move to the point of safety out of danger. After deciding the type of evacuation that is necessary, the next step you must take is A. Securing the bus. B. Notifying the dispatch office of the evacuation. C. Dangle the radio microphone out of the driver window for later use. Correct answer. Securing the bus. What is the safest way to stop unruly behavior on the bus? A. Keep checking the rearview mirror so you can see what's happened and report to the principal. B. Have the unruly students to move in the front of the bus. C. Pull off the road in a safe location, secure the bus. Stand up and tell the students what behavior you expect of. Correct answer. Pull off the road in a safe location, secure the bus. Stand up and tell the students what behavior you expect of. Which of the following will confirm that you are driving vehicle with anti-lock brakes? A. Yellow ABS malfunction lamp on the instrument panel will light when you start the engine. B. The certification on the driver side door. C. Red indicator lamp on the brake cylinder. Correct answer. Yellow ABS malfunction lamp on the instrument panel will light when you start the engine. Anti-lock brakes. A. Work only when you activate in-cab switch. B. Keep your wheels from locking off during hard brake application. C. Shorten your stopping distance. Correct answer. Keep your wheels from locking off during hard brake application. At bus stops where more than one child is unloaded, which procedure most likely prevents an unloading obstacle? A. The driver counts the students as they disembark before moving. B. The student cross the street one at a time, not as a group. C. The driver ensures the students are seated in the bus before leaving the stop. Correct answer. The driver counts the students as they disembark before moving. Which of the following is a reason to evacuate the school bus? A. The bus ABS warning light is on. B. The bus is stalled on a railroad tracks, but there is no train in sight. C. The bus is stalled on a shoulder of a 4-lane divided highway, and it is getting hot inside. Correct answer. The bus is stalled on a railroad tracks, but there is no train in sight. The blind spot behind the bus could extend to how many feet? A. 100. B. 200. C. 400. Correct answer. 400. Which is following statements best explains what to do when a school bus stalled on a track at a railroad crossing? A. Driver should evacuate the bus and have students in a group directly behind the bus. B. Driver should evacuate the bus and move students away from the tracks on the angle toward the oncoming train. C. Driver should keep everyone quiet and call dispatcher for directions. Correct answer. Driver should evacuate the bus and move students away from the tracks on the angle toward the oncoming train. You should conduct a post-trip inspection. A. You should walk through the bus and around the bus. B. You should do and report results monthly. C. You should sweep inside the bus. Correct answer: you should walk through the bus and around the bus. If you are loading students on the route and cannot account them. A. Secure the bus, take the key and check around and underneath the bus. B. Ask other students if they saw missing persons. C. Secure the bus and adjust the mirrors. Correct answer: secure the bus, take the key and check around and underneath the bus. Passive railway crossing. A. The type of crossing, with no crossbuck sign. B. The type of crossing, which does not have any type of traffic control device. C. The type of crossing, on which the driver do not have to stop. Correct answer: the type of crossing, which does not have any type of traffic control device. You should adjust all the outside left and right side convex mirrors to see. A. 200 feet behind the bus. B. The entire area, to the rear of the mirror along the side of the bus. C. The right and left rear tires touching the ground. Correct answer: the entire area to the rear of the mirror along the side of the bus. When approaching the stop, you should activate alternating flashing amber lights within how many feet before the stop? A. 100. B. 200. C. 300. Correct answer: 200. What is the next step after securing the bus when you have unruly child on board? A. Stand up and speak respectfully to the offender. If a change of seating is needed, have the student move to. B. Unload the student at the next stop. C. Call school administrator or the police to remove the student. Correct answer: stand up and speak respectfully to the offender. If a change of seating is needed, have the student move to. You should adjust all the outside left and right side crossover mirrors to see. A. 200 feet behind the bus. B. The entire area, to the rear of the mirror along the side of the bus. C. The right and left front tires touching the ground. Correct answer: the right and left front tires touching the ground. Overhead inside mirror is used to. A. To see the blind spot immediately behind the bus. B. To see all of the students. C. To monitor traffic that approaches and enters the blind spot area. Correct answer: to see all of the students. You should activate hazard lights within approximately how many feet before railroad crossing? A. 200 feet. B. 300 feet. C. 400 feet. Correct answer: 200 feet. School bus is one of the safest means of transportation. What two key factors contribute to this impressive safety record? A. Vehicles and police. B. Vehicles and drivers. C. Vehicles and road conditions. Correct answer: vehicles and drivers. School bus must have at least how many emergency exits? A. 4. B. 1. C. 2. Correct answer: 4. What color are all school buses painted? A. Fluorescent yellow. B. Orange yellow. C. National School Bus yellow. Correct answer: National School Bus yellow. To be a school driver, individual must pass the following written tests. A. CDL General Knowledge, Passenger Endorsement, School Bus Endorsement. B. CDL General Knowledge, Air Brakes Endorsement, School Bus Endorsement. C. CDL General Knowledge, Hazardous Materials Endorsement, School Bus Endorsement. Correct answer, CDL General Knowledge, Passenger Endorsement, School Bus Endorsement. Most states require school bus drivers take a physical examination. A. Every 5 years. B. Annually. C. Every 3 years. Correct answer, annually. The golden rule for school buses when approaching and crossing railroad tracks is: A. Stop, go and stop. B. Stop, look and listen. C. Stop, look and turn on the radio. Correct answer, stop, look and listen. By law, school buses must be equipped with an dash lights overhead warning system as a method of controlling traffic at a school bus stop. A. 4. B. 6. C. 8. Correct answer, 8. By law, the warning lights must only be used when approaching A. Busy intersection. B. Stop to load or unload students. C. Sharp turns. Correct answer, stop to load or unload students. During loading or unloading procedure, the students should cross the road in front of the bus within dash feet. A. 6. B. 8. C. 10. Correct answer, 10. Out of all spaces around your bus, the most important one is: A. On the side. B. To the rear. C. To the front. Correct answer, to the front. The bus driver must accept responsibility for supervising and controlling students while on the bus route. Who is the person in charge? A. Bus driver. B. Students on the bus. C. Parents of the students on the bus. Correct answer, bus driver. The school bus driver may be the only contact person from school system some parents meet. The percentage of such parents is as high as: A. 50%. B. 65%. C. 85%. Correct answer, 85%. Before crossing any highway rail crossing in a school bus, be sure the bus has enough containment to completely clear the railroad tracks. As a general rule, how much space is considered an acceptable amount of containment for a school bus? A. The length of the bus plus 25 feet. B. The length of the bus plus 15 feet. C. The length of the bus plus 10 feet. Correct answer, the length of the bus plus 15 feet. The properly adjusted outside left and right side convex mirrors allow visibility in what area? A. The entire side of the bus up to the front tires at ground level, front of the rear tires touching the ground and at B. The area directly in front of the bus. C. Front of the rear tires touching the ground, the entire side of the bus up to the mirror mounts and at least one. Correct answer, front of the rear tires touching the ground, the entire side of the bus up to the mirror mounts and at least one. What is the value of the overhead rearview mirror inside of the bus? A. To monitor passenger activity. B. To monitor the driver's appearance. C. To provide visibility directly in the back of the bus. Correct answer, to monitor passenger activity. When should you activate your alternating flashing amber warning lights? A. 100 to 300 feet before school bus stop. B. 300 to 500 before school bus stop. C. None of the above. Correct answer, 100 to 300 feet before school bus stop. At a railroad crossing, the bus is required to stop at the stop line or, if there is no clearly marked stop line, What is the required minimum and maximum stopping distance? A. No closer than 15 feet and no further than 30 feet, where you have the best view of the tracks. B. No closer than 10 feet and no further than 40 feet, where you have the best view of the tracks. C. No closer than 15 feet and no further than 50 feet, where you have the best view of the tracks. Correct answer: no closer than 15 feet and no further than 50 feet, where you have the best view of the tracks. Why is the proper adjustment and use of all mirrors so vital to the safe operation of the school bus? A. In order to observe the danger zone around the bus. B. In order to clear up blind spots around the bus. C. In order to observe the danger zone around the bus and look for the students, traffic and other objects in this. Correct answer: in order to observe the danger zone around the bus and look for the students, traffic and other objects in this. All mirrors should be viewed in what manner? A. Simultaneously every 4 seconds. B. In a logical sequence checking traffic and passengers every 5 seconds. C. In a logical sequence to ensure that a child or object is not in any of the danger zone. Correct answer: in a logical sequence to ensure that a child or object is not in any of the danger zone. Why is understanding the loading and unloading procedures so critical? A. Because only high school students understand how to cross the road. B. Because more students are killed while getting on and off a school bus each year. C. Because motorists ignore students walking to school. Correct answer: because more students are killed while getting on and off a school bus each year. What should you do if you have lost ABS control at one or more wheels? A. Call dispatch to report the problem. B. Drive normally because you still have regular brakes, but have system service soon. C. Drive faster so your ABS yellow malfunction lamp will go out. Correct answer: drive normally because you still have regular brakes, but have system service soon. How far should students exit the bus and walk to? A. The distance it takes to clear the danger zone. B. At least 10 feet away from the side of the bus. C. At least 8 feet away from the side of the bus. Correct answer: at least 10 feet away from the side of the bus. What is a passive railroad crossing? A. A railroad crossing that is no longer in use. B. A railroad crossing that does not have any type of traffic control device. C. A railroad crossing that has a traffic control device installed at the crossing to regulate traffic. Correct answer: a railroad crossing that does not have any type of traffic control device. How should you brake in a bus with ABS brakes? A. Pump the brakes in an emergency situation. B. Apply the brakes as usual. C. Apply the brakes and back off the brakes prior to the final brake, to stop. Correct answer: apply the brakes as usual. What school bus accidents should be reported? A. None. B. Only if there is injury. C. All. Correct answer: all. When approaching a school bus stop, you should activate your overhead amber light. How far from the bus stop? A. 100 feet. B. 200 feet. C. 300 feet. Correct answer: 200 feet. What is the most important reason for doing a school bus inspection? A. To give the mechanic something to do. B. To assist the principal with their report. C. For safety required by federal, state and local laws. Correct answer: for safety required by federal, state and local laws. Immediately after stopping, you should A. Tell the children to stand back until you are ready for them to load. B. Open entrance door slightly to activate the stop arm and overhead red warning lights. C. Get the children onto the bus as quickly as possible. Correct answer. Tell the children to stand back until you are ready for them to load. In addition to checking for spare electrical fuses, 3 red reflective triangles, and a properly charged and rated fire extinguisher, school bus driver must also inspect the following emergency equipment. A. 3 red burning flares, safety belts in all seats. B. 3 flares of any type and alcohol. C. 3 red burning flares, a 9-item first aid kit. Correct answer. 3 red burning flares, a 9-item first aid kit. A battery box check is important. The battery must be secure. Connection must be tight and cell caps must be present. In addition, these items should be checked. A. Battery connection should show signs of excessive wear. B. Battery connections should not show signs of excessive corrosion, but the battery box and cover or door is. C. Battery connections should not show signs of excessive corrosion and the battery box and cover or door should. Correct answer. Battery connections should not show signs of excessive corrosion and the battery box and cover or door should. When checking the handicap lift, the things you should look for are: A. Leaking, damaged or missing wheelchairs. B. Leaking, damaged or missing parts and make sure that the lift is fully retracted and latched. C. Leaking, damaged or missing parts and make sure that the lift is 25% retracted and latched. Correct answer. Leaking, damaged or missing parts and make sure that the lift is fully retracted and latched. Check that the entry door is not damaged and A. Operates smoothly and closes securely from the outside. B. Operates smoothly and closes securely from the inside. C. Operates smoothly and closes securely from the remote location. Correct answer. Operates smoothly and closes securely from the inside. What is the minimum tread depth for steering axle tires on a school bus? A. 2 32-inch. B. 4 32-inch. C. 6 32-inch. Correct answer. 4 32-inch. When should you conduct a post-trip inspection? A. After each trip. B. Once a week. C. Only if there was a problem during the trip. Correct answer. After each trip. What is the main purpose of the danger zone around a school bus? A. To keep students close to the bus. B. To identify the area where children are most likely to be in danger. C. To help students find their seats. Correct answer. To identify the area where children are most likely to be in danger. How often must school bus drivers undergo random drug and alcohol testing? A. Only before employment. B. Randomly throughout employment. C. Only after an accident. Correct answer. Randomly throughout employment. What should you do if a student drops something near the bus during loading or unloading? A. Tell the student to pick it up quickly. B. Tell the student to leave it and inform the driver. C. Ignore it and continue. Correct answer. Tell the student to leave it and inform the driver. When driving a school bus with anti-lock brakes, ABS, how should you brake in an emergency? A. Pump the brakes. B. Apply firm, steady pressure. C. Apply light, repeated pressure. Correct answer. Apply firm, steady pressure. When approaching a railroad crossing, when should you turn off your hazard warning lights? A. After the bus has completely crossed the tracks. B. Before stopping at the crossing. C. While stopped on the tracks. Correct answer, after the bus has completely crossed the tracks. What is the correct procedure for using mirrors when loading and unloading students? A. Check mirrors only before opening the door. B. Check mirrors continuously. C. Only check mirrors after students have exited. Correct answer, check mirrors continuously. What safety equipment must always be present on a school bus? A. First aid kit, fire extinguisher, and 3 reflective triangles. B. First aid kit and spare tire. C. Fire extinguisher and jack. Correct answer, first aid kit, fire extinguisher, and 3 reflective triangles. Thanks for watching CDL School Bus S Endorsement Practice Test. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more CDL practice tests and school bus driving tips. Got questions or need more help? Drop a comment below, we are here to support your CDL journey. Check out our channel for more DMV test prep and CDL endorsement videos. Good luck on your school bus endorsement exam, drive safe and see you in the next video.